No keywords, just meaning, vector search, and the new age of localization. Welcome to Localization News You Can Use, your daily dose of localization know-how. Today we're tearing up the old keyword playbook and stepping into a world where search thinks in concepts, not characters. 5 short years from now, the tap-tap-enter routine will feel as quaint as dial-up because vector embeddings are already mapping every sentence, image, and data point, regardless of language, into one shared mathematical galaxy. A single multilingual model can happily answer English queries with French source content by clustering meaning, not spelling, inside that space. Some teams are already demonstrating real-time personalization. Customer vectors slide next to product vectors, and suddenly a shopper who types cozy reading corner sees armchairs instead of thrillers because the system grasps intent. Research groups prove that multilingual embeddings let one index serve 100 tongues without duplication, and tutorials echo the shift. Semantic search beats keyword tricks by lining up ideas like magnetic filings, so well-known personality finally returns biographies instead of random gossip columns. For localization, that flips the board. When content, queries, and even user preferences all live in one polyglot vector space, string-by-string translation stops being the bottleneck. The real asset is the quality and coverage of your semantic data. Linguistic resources become load-bearing infrastructure, not footnotes. In practical terms, the vector for an English sentence sits closer to its Hindi twin than to an unrelated English phrase. So the database itself does the heavy lifting across languages. That vision aligns perfectly with LangOps, the movement arguing that language operations belong upstream as a strategic data layer instead of a post-production patch. Early adopters have already sketched how a LangOps stack replaces siloed TMS workflows with an application layer built for AI-native services. An AI engineer from Superlinked put it bluntly during a recent conversation. Once every artifact is an embedding, localization teams aren't just translators. They're data architects curating vectors that power search, recommendation, and retrieval. Superlink's own tooling hints at the opportunity, merging structured records with text and images, so multilingual support tickets, product specs, and marketing banners all cohabit a single vector computer. Multi-attribute vector search then lets you balance freshness, popularity, and semantics in the same query. Ideal for global catalogs that need regional nuance without separate pipelines. The wider tech stack is lining up fast. Elasticsearch, Vespa, Pinecone, Redis, and MongoDB are racing to integrate native vector indexes. Some partnerships promise turnkey ingestion from raw enterprise data straight into searchable embeddings. Analysts predict that by 2026, over half of enterprise search queries will be handled by vector engines, displacing the old inverted index model. Even recruitment platforms, long wedded to keyword hit counts, are experimenting with vector resume matching to surface transferable skills instead of buzzwords, trimming bias and broadening talent pools. What does this mean on Monday morning? Start tagging every translation memory, glossary, and style guide as training fuel for your future vector space. Push for governance models that treat language assets like first-class data, complete with quality metrics and version control. Train your linguists to think in cosine similarity at review time. Pilot a small retrieval augmented generation bot that draws from bilingual support content. The uplift in self-service deflection will make the business case sing. And keep an eye on privacy rules. Data localization laws still apply even when the payload is a dense vector number set. The bottom line? When search stops looking for words and starts looking for meaning, localization graduates from lingual afterthought to semantic runway. Get your vectors in order now, and you're not just translating the web, you're teaching the machines how to find it. Thank you for listening to this episode of Localization News You Can Use, your daily dose of localization know-how.